day! Day by day! We get stronger and stronger! We get stronger and stronger! Till we can't be beat! Till we can't be beat! Till we won't be beat! Till we won't be beat! We know the road! We know the road! It's gonna be tough! It's gonna be tough! So when we win! So when we win! It won't be by luck! It won't be by luck! Amen, guys! Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 2!
As we welcome you back with your TV's coverage of minor football here in Chatham-Kent, Cougars. And this is the Day of Champs, your beautiful Sunday here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Mike Renier going solo with you today. It is the first place Bantam Championship game, Chatham-Kent Secondary School and UCC, as Chatham-Kent has the football first, and a nice opening run for CKSS. Braden Scarab gets the call along the right side, and he gets some pretty good positive yards on 1st and 10. Picks up about 7 on that opening run for Chatham-Kent Secondary School against the Pines here today. So setting the tone early on the ground are the Hawks. Brings up a very manageable 2nd down. And unsurprisingly, they go to the ground once again, and even more success right up the middle, still on his feet, still going, one man to beat to the 40-yard line, and that's where he finally gets wrapped up, but a giant gain on 2nd and short. That will more than move the chains to the Pines' 40-yard line. And a couple of very good runs, 2 plays in on this Sunday late morning. That might be the order of this football game here to the 40-yard line. And rolling off to his left, quarterback keeping the football and still on his feet. Nice job by Brennan Norman to incur as he faked the handoff to the running back, kept it himself, rolled off to the left, and another huge gain. So 3 plays. And CKSS going down the football field. The Campbell Toyota Bantam Club here with Chatham-Kent Secondary School. It's Campbell Toyota CKSS and the Kona Ice Pines teams going at it. First place game here with Bantam football and first possession of the morning. And CKSS doing everything right so far. 3 plays in. The 25-yard line of the Pines. They drop back to pass, looking to the air for the first time this morning, and they've got a reception along the near side, hauling that in Jack Crow. And the offense looking rather flawless so far here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School as they get even further into Pines territory. So the Campbell Toyota CKSS team inching closer to pay dirt here early on as we're approaching the 3-minute mark of this first quarter. They keep moving the chains. It's going to be 1st and goal now from about the 8-yard line for CKSS. This time around, they keep the football on the ground, and this time the Pines D up to the challenge as they have their biggest play of the football game so far. And that drops the football back about 3 yards. So the first loss of the morning here for CKSS on offense. Now a little end around here. They hand it off to the running back, and now he reverses course. He's got some room along that left side. Can he turn on the jets a little bit and get around that corner? He gets around one man, heading towards the end zone. Does he get in? I think he might be just a little bit short. He's about 2 yards shy, maybe 3 of the end zone, but a good run. As he saw nothing to the right-hand side, and he had the presence of mind to, on a dime, turn and go back the other way. And maybe a step away from heading into that end zone, but he was wrapped up just short. So now 3rd down from in close. As the Hawks are going for the major score, first of the day. They drop back to pass, looking into the end zone. He's got a man, and he drops the football. Oh, so close. He had a man relatively wide open, and he drops it in the end zone. So that is a tough break for the Campbell Toyota CK team, as they had 6 points right there and just out of the fingertips of the receiver. So it remains a scoreless football game. 4th down coming up here as they'll try it again from in close. They'll shovel it off to the running back, looking for a seam to go into the end zone, and he's wrapped up. Can he make it in? And he cannot. He is about a yard shy of the end zone, so that's going to turn the football back over to the Pines. Good effort on the ground for CK, but just wasn't able to get it over the plane and hit the score sheet first. So that was Braden Scarrup who had that assignment off the handoff from the quarterback, and he just couldn't get it into the end zone. So it remains a scoreless football game here in this first quarter. And now it's turned over to the Kona Ice Pines football team. Very deep in their own zone, pretty much at their own 1 yard line, so they have a lot of real estate to cover up here. But the defense doing their job, keeping CKSS off the board. A nice methodical drive down the field, the first possession of the game for Campbell Toyota CKSS, but unable to have any points to show for it. So now it is the Kona Ice Pines team with the football deep in their own zone. 1st and 10. Timeout taken here. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless in this first place championship game with the Bantams. Beautiful morning. The Kona Ice UCC team takes over deep in their own zone, trying to get out of the end zone, just barely getting out. Now trying to find a seam along the near side. The handoff to Ryan Brophy. And he gets a good few yards on 1st and 10, so a little more out of the shadows of the end zone with that run. He brings the football to around the 6 yard line. Good opening run there by Brophy for UCC. Scoreless football game, Bantam Championship. It's the first place game here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. 2nd down and roughly 4 to go. And once again, they'll keep it on the ground right up the middle. And not a lot of room there for the running back that time around. The front line for CK able to stop him on 2nd down, so that'll bring up 3rd down now. And roughly 4 to go to move the chains for Kona Ice UCC. Big 3rd down. Now the quarterback will keep the football himself, trying to turn the corner, but nowhere to go. 3 gold jerseys all over him. And hauled down QB for UCC, so that is a good stand there for the Pines as Millette had nowhere to go. And now they're actually saying that the chains will be moved here. And there was the faux punt. That will move the football up to the 35-yard line, as CK will take back over there. So a good stand there for the CK defense. They take over on offense now from the 35, and now miffed handoff, but right there a teammate for CK to pick up the football and some positive yards. 25-yard line, a little bit of bobble there, but great reaction for Aiden Ryu, who is right there to pick up that bobble off the initial handoff. And Ryu was able to take it a whole bunch of yards, so a big pickup there. Great presence of mind from Aiden Ryu to move that football up to the 25-yard line of UCC. Second possession of the football game here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School with Campbell Toyota. And once again, they'll hand it right up the middle, right up the gut, still on his feet. Now the football comes loose. After that, Jones run up the middle, and the football pops loose, and that, I think, is going to turn it right back over to the Pines. UCC will take back over as time expires on the first stanza. And that ball popped right out. Jones with a nice run right up the middle, just unable to hang on to it, as the teams will change sides now. What an exciting way to end off the first quarter here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Jones with the carry up the middle, some good yardage, but unable to hang on to that football. And that will turn the ball back over to the Kona Ice Pines football team. They'll keep it on the ground, slightly off to the left-hand side, and that will pick up 3, maybe 4 yards on the ground as the Kona Ice UCC Pines team has the football back. They're going to place it at the 15-yard line. Still a scoreless football game. Bantam first place match here this morning. Glad to have you aboard with your TV. Second down and about 6.5 to go here for the Kona Ice Pines team. And a little fake that the quarterback was keeping the football, but he does hand it off. And they don't fool the CKSS defense a whole lot. A small pickup on second down will bring up third. And about 4 yards coming up now for the Pines as the clock ticks down on the first half. About 8.5 left to go until halftime. Big third down play here for UCC. Once again, they'll hand it up the middle. Quarterback faking like he still has the ball, but up the middle it goes. And getting that assignment was Danny Vaughn for UCC. And still well short of that first down. So again, the Kona Ice UCC team will elect to punt that one away. 35 yards down the field it comes, and so the ball will go back to the CKSS team, Campbell Toyota, CKSS Bantam squad. And they're back on offense now as the ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. No punting at this particular level. They just have a faux punt, if you want to call it that, as they move it 35 yards ahead. CK with the football, a little razzle-dazzle action, and catching the UCC defense off guard a little bit. Nice run here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School, and still on his feet, 25-yard line, and finally hauled down. What a run. Good job by number 26, Braden Scarab. Scarab's had a couple of nice runs here so far this morning. And a little reverse action there, doing a big job for the Chatham-Kent Secondary School. So good run by Scarup as the football comes all the way down the field to the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10. Quarterback keeps it off to his left and absolutely nowhere to go for Brennan Normandin Kerr as he kept that one the entire way, but fooling nobody on the Pines front line on the D as the football comes back close to 5 yards. So a 5-yard sack for the Kona Ice Pines team. And that's a big play on defense if you're the UCC squad. 2nd down and about 15 coming up now. Ball back to the 30. Normandin Kerr dropping back a fair bit, looking down the field, hurling it up in the air. He's got a man in the area and just overthrowing the intended receiver down the field. I think looking for Parker in the end zone, just overthrew him by a couple of yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. About 3rd and 15 situation for the Campbell Toyota CKSS squad. Normandin Kerr with the snap, and another little razzle-dazzle play here on the ground for CKSS, rumbling up the middle, getting as many yards as he can. Aiden Ryu once again, and he will be stopped short of the 1st down after a net pickup of a couple of yards. A lot of running happening behind the line of scrimmage. And 4th down, that's going to still leave a bunch of yards out there. And they're going to go for it. 4th and about 8 for CKSS, and they're going to go for it deep in the Pines territory. See how this shakes out. And they hand it off to the running back near side. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's going to get brought down to the 30-yard line. Alex Jones with that assignment on the ground. And that avenue of free room along the near side was closed up quickly by the Pines defense. Nowhere for Jones to go at the end, and he's wrapped up. And that's going to put the football back in the hands of UCC as they'll get the football. Still a scoreless game, now down to under 4 minutes in the first half to go. Kona Ice UCC taking the football back and nowhere to go on 1st and 10 as they go right up the middle with it. Vaughn with the carry. And the front line for CKSS not allowing him to go anywhere. Right back to the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. On 2nd and long for Kona Ice UCC, a little bit better on the ground this time as they're able to push forward to close to the 35-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup on the ground. And should bring up a manageable 3rd down for UCC. And now actually a penalty flag is out, and they're marching this football back, so it looks like an infraction against UCC. They're going to place the football all the way back to the 20-yard line, so a sizable flag against Kona Ice UCC, and that's a bit of a gift there if you're CKSS. Second down remains intact, and now it's a 2nd and 20 situation. They elect to go to the ground with it on second and quite long, and not a whole lot of room along that far side, along that left side. Only a couple of yards on the pickup there, and it looks like there's an injured UCC player down that far side. Can't see who's tripped up a little bit, but there is an injury timeout with 2:29 to go in this first half. Still looking for our first point of the morning. Looks like the injured UCC player, Trevor Smith, he's going to be all right as he just walks over to the sideline. Hopefully he's back in the game pretty soon. Back at it here to scoreless football game, the Bantam First Place Championship. Pines with the football. Still donuts on the scoreboard. They go to the air this time around, and they've got a reception along that far side of the 45-yard line. A big pass play to move the chains for UCC. A big pickup, as looks like that was Millette who hauled that one in. And maybe jump-started the offense for the Kona Ice UCC squad up to the 45-yard line with 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Two-minute warning. Still lots of time on that clock for the Kona Ice UCC team to move down the field. Still a scoreless game. First and 10 as the quarterback will keep it along that far side, and a few positive yards towards the 50-yard line, just short of the 50. And getting up a little bit gingerly. Gabe Van Moorsel, big number 95. Gabe Van Moorsel, big number 95, who's shaken up just a little bit. But he gains about 3, a solid 3 on that run. Second down for UCC. Just a shade under 2 minutes to go in the first half. A little dump pass along that near side. Danny Vaughn, the recipient of that pass, but the defense for CKSS right there to stop him close. And that's a no gain on second down, so that'll bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Kona Ice UCC squad. Still in a scoreless game, 1:38 to go in the first half. They hand it off right up the middle, and once again, nowhere to go. Right back to the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 4th down, and maybe even they drop the yard on that play. So about 4th and 8 coming up here for UCC. And now they're going to talk about it here. A timeout for Kona Ice. 1:16 to go in the first half in a scoreless game. And after the timeout, 4th and 8 situation, UCC talking it over, and they'll punt this football down the field, 35-yard, again on the quote-unquote punt. So this will give CKSS the football back again, 36-yard line or thereabouts in their own territory. A little bit of time left to go, minute 16 left in the second quarter. And the game still looking for its first points. Campbell Toyota CKSS squad coming very close to hitting pay dirt in their first possession, just missing the end zone and having to turn it over on downs That's as close as anyone's gotten to points so far here this morning. Now the quarterback in a whole lot of trouble and a long, long way from the line of scrimmage. Still on his feet, however, and finally triple-teamed and brought down. Brennan Normandin-Kerr on his feet for about an hour there. And finally, 3 dark blue jerseys bringing him down for a big loss. And a big sack there. Just nobody down the field for CKSS. And Normandin-Kerr brought down with 1:02 to go until halftime. About a 7-yard sack there, and it could have been a lot worse too, as Normandin-Kerr was a lot further back from the line of scrimmage than that for a time. But a 7-yard loss. On 2nd and 17 or thereabouts, and now ball comes loose. CKSS hops back on it again. Looked like the arm was coming forward from Normandin-Kerr, so a fumble, but a recovery for CKSS again. And it looks like they've lost another yard or 2 on that play. So the ball comes back even further now with under 30 seconds to go until halftime. Another little razzle-dazzle play along that far side. Some room to move and some decent yards gained, but 3rd down and a whole pile of yards to go. That was Aiden Ryu on that carry. Good gain for Ryu, but that still leaves a 4th down situation and close to 8 yards to go. 9.5 seconds until halftime. And with that little time left to go on the clock, let's see how the Campbell Toyota CKSS squad decides to play it here. And they will elect to go with it here. 9.5 seconds left to go. A couple of different hands-offs. Trying to stay on their feet as long as they can. Nice little cut along that far side. Still on his feet at midfield. Good job by Scarab to play out the first half. He stays on his feet with the football until the end of the quarter. And at midfield, that's where the first half will end in this Bantam Championship first place game between the Kona Ice UCC squad and Campbell Toyota CKSS. Scoreless in the first half. Come on back for quarter 3 in a few minutes. This first place game at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex on your TV. Back at it for the second half championship game in the Bantams, the UCC versus CKSS, in a big first run to start the second half for the Kona Ice UCC squad up to the 50-yard line, and a big run right up the middle. So setting the tone here early in this third quarter in a scoreless football game. Good run for the Kona Ice UCC squad. The Chatham-Kent secondary school squad had a great drive to begin this football game right off the opening kickoff. Just couldn't convert that to any points. They got right to the doorstep, but no further. The Pines trying to do that same thing and get points here. First down run worth 5 yards, so 2nd and 5 coming up right at midfield. Here with your TV on this nice fall Sunday at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Mike Renier here with you. Glad to bring you more football throughout the 2018 campaign with your TV. And a pass up the middle, and it's brought in, hauled in. There's a flag on the play past the 40-yard line. But a nice reception. Past the 40-yard line, the ball is now down to the 36 of the Campbell Toyota CKSS side of the field. And it's against Campbell Toyota. Penalty declined, and so the result of the play will stand. Nice reception right up the middle. Number 55, Ashton Cowett, hauling that in. So the drive continues. 1st and 10 for UCC. Up the middle, they'll pound it in for a couple of more yards, up to around the 34. A short gain on 1st and 10. Now maybe they get about 3 yards. Second down, another run right up the middle, and nowhere to go. Running back wrapped up right away as Peyton Denemy had that assignment. And about 3 gold jerseys all over Denemy right away. So now that'll bring up 3rd down. And about 7 to go. Scoreless game here in this Bantam Championship. First place game. The CKSS team, along with Campbell Toyota and UCC with Kona Ice. Pines with the ball up the middle, little floater, and it goes behind the intended receiver. And falls incomplete. Like that was Van Morsel, who is the intended receiver, just kind of turned around a little bit. And it falls to the turf. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 7 to go here. Off the timeout. 4th and about 7. Facing UCC here. Still a scoreless football game, about halfway through the 3rd quarter. As they will go for it. 4th and fairly lengthy. Quarterback back to pass, and it goes off a couple of fingertips. Good coverage by the Chatham-Kent Secondary School defense. And that will turn the football back over to the Campbell Toyota squad, CKSS, and now they'll have fairly decent field position at their own 34-yard line. Still a scoreless game. Defense is ruling the morning here so far. 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. On the ground, and now the ball pops out, and it is going to be the Pines who fall on it. Van Morsel looks to be the defender who hops on it, and that is a short-lived possession on offense for Chatham-Kent Secondary School, as the Pines will take back over on that lost fumble at the 30-yard line. So we'll see if this is a game changer here, and see if we'll get us closer to getting the first points of this football game. Still scoreless. 3rd quarter. And now, again, that football comes loose right off the snap, and Pines falling on it. That will lose him about 3 yards. So second and about 13 now will face UCC. Under 4 to go in this third quarter. Second and long. They keep it on the ground. Nowhere to go. They'll be lucky if they got back to the line of scrimmage. On that handoff, Trevor Smith with the assignment. And he does pretty much get back to the line of scrimmage, but third down and about 13 now for the Kona Ice UCC squad. Still scoreless, 3:15 and counting left to go in the third quarter. They drop back to pass, and an immediate sack. About 3 gold jerseys just sprouting up almost immediately and taking down the quarterback, who is shaken up on that play as he remains down. And he's been roughed up a little bit on that quarterback sack. And with very minimal assistance, he'll head back. Actually, now completely under his own power, he'll head back to the sideline. Hopefully he'll be okay for the remainder of this game. So Wood hit hard on that sack. And now the Pines will punt this away 35 yards down the field, as the CKSS team will take back over on offense. Still scoreless, 2:50 and counting remaining in quarter 3. Big defensive battle here this morning. Now the handoff along that far side, a little bit of a seam up the middle. And some positive yardage here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School. Close to 5 on that run, about 4.5 yards. Up to the 20-yard line. They're very close to the 20. Here for the Campbell Toyota CKSS team here, the Bantams. This Bantam first place championship game. Quite a defensive battle here all morning long. Still scoreless. Second down. They'll hand it off once again on the ground, trying to find first down yardage. And looks like they do, and a little bit more. Another good run there. They'll get past the 25, about the 27-yard line. That will move the chain. So first and 10 once again here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School. .120 and counting left in the third quarter. Another little end around here. They find a seam up the middle, still on his feet. Looks like first down and a whole lot more. Another good run by Braden Scarab. And he runs for about 11. And that again is enough to move the chains. First and 10 for the Campbell Toyota Chatham-Kent Secondary School team, the Bantams. Up the field here to the 40-yard line, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Now quarterback will keep it, looks downfield, gets around one defender and throws it into the turf. A low throw right at midfield. That's incomplete on first and 10. Under pressure, had a receiver in the area, but threw it low. 2nd and 10 coming up here for Chatham-Kent Secondary School with Campbell Toyota. And this will officially be the last play of the third quarter. And they'll keep it on the ground. A little fake handoff and a nice run here. First down and more. Alex Jones. A big run past the 50-yard line. So a good ending of that third quarter for the Campbell Toyota CKSS Bantams. Past the 50. He'll move the chains. And they'll change ends. They don't have to go far geographically to move and switch ends here right by midfield. But we'll begin the fourth quarter. Still scoreless, but some decent momentum here for the Campbell Toyota CKSS Bantam squad. Very close to midfield and a fresh set of downs. Underway in quarter number 4. Little confusing on the handoff, and I think that football comes out. They fight for it, and I think the Pines will get that football back. Turnovers galore here in this game and in this second half. And right when Campbell Toyota, CKSS having lots of momentum on this drive, the ball pops out on the run at the 50-yard line, and right there to gobble it back up, the Kona Ice UCC squad. And that Bantam team will take over on offense now. Back and forth. And some key untimely mistakes on offense for both teams, handing the football back over. Back to the Kona Ice UCC Bantams now at their own 50-yard line. 1st and 10, the time ticking down in the fourth quarter. And they go to the ground. Not getting a whole lot was Trevor Smith on that carry, but he gets about 2 yards on that carry, able to muscle his way up to about the 52-yard line. Bantam Championship Day, the third place game will be following this one. We'll talk more about that as the morning turns into afternoon. And now they're moving the football back on the other side of the 50. So now the ball is coming back to the 48-yard line. Remains second down at 8. Another big turnover by Chatham-Kent Secondary School a couple minutes ago, giving this opportunity now for UCC to get on the board first after 3 scoreless quarters. Now they talk it over once again at the 48. Still talking ball placement, and again, are they going to bring it back over the 50 once again? Now they have conferred, and now it will be placed at the 48-yard line. And a little bit of a stumble for the quarterback, and that gives the defense for Chatham-Kent Secondary School lots of extra time to bunch up on the QB and bring him down at the 50-yard line. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, if not losing a little bit of ground. It looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage okay, but some miscommunication and a bobble off the snap, and that might have cost the Kona Ice UCC a little bit of yards on that play. So now 3rd down and 9 with 7:40 and counting to go. They go to the air, the short little dump pass along that far side, and they will bring the football as far as the 45-yard line, so about a 5-yard pickup on that short dump pass, but still fourth down for Kona Ice. UCC Bantam squad. Decision time into the CKSS side of the football field. And now they do elect to boot it down the field, figuratively speaking. They'll march it down 35, so they will virtually punt it away back to Chatham-Kent Secondary School as the time continues to tick down on this fourth quarter. Still scoreless. UCC unable to take advantage of that takeaway at midfield that began that set of plays, began that drive. And now another opportunity for CK now. Football at their own 20-yard line. Now emerging with it, the running back along the near side. He had a lot of territory to cover to get back to the line of scrimmage. Braden Scarab still able to gain at least 3 on that play, maybe 4. Looks like a 4-yard pickup from Scarab, so good job. A long developing play on the ground that time. Scarab gets 4. And the 24-yard line is where that football is. Now the time continues to tick down on regulation. 5.5, under 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. They'll go to the air this time around. Quarterback goes down the middle of the football field. It goes off the fingertips. And incomplete as Ryu as the intended receiver up the middle. And he got a couple of hands on it, just couldn't close him on the football. And it falls incomplete. So now 3rd and about 6 coming up here for CK. On the ground for CK, back to the line of scrimmage. And now they push the pile a whole bunch of yards forward. And a big second effort on the ground for CK, and they'll get the first down past the 50-yard line. A big run and a big play as the time continues to wind down. That gets the football to close to midfield as an injury timeout. The 50-yard line. Quarterback fakes the handoff, keeps it, and gets 7 yards, maybe more. Does he stay in bounds? I think he gets, let's get the final call here, but I think he may have got a toe out of bounds about 7 yards into that run. As we see the EnviroClean Car and Dog Wash McGregor team doing their last run around the track. They're coming up in a moment. The 3rd place game follows this one. And the EnviroClean Car and Dog Wash squad getting some last warm-ups in. Second down and a little reverse. Let's see if it pays off. Nice little avoiding one tackle. Still on his feet. Big run along that far side. Still on his feet along that far sideline. Marching down the field and finally wrapped up. Braden Scarab with the biggest run, maybe not literally the biggest run of his morning, but with the time winding down in this fourth quarter, that is huge down the field as Scarab has a monstrous run inside the 20-yard line now. And for the Campbell Toyota CKSS Bantams, they've got 3 minutes left of this fourth quarter. Trying to pull out a late game win for the first place championship with the Bantams. From the 19, 1st and 10 for CK. Quarterback scrambling, finds some room. He'll take it himself up the middle. And the biggest part there, he hangs onto the football. Normandin Kerr with a pretty impressive first down run. He gets about 6 under duress. Second and a quite manageable 4 now coming up, as we have reached the 2-minute warning of this fourth quarter. Drama right to the end. A scoreless football game. Untimely turnovers from both offenses throughout this game, stopping momentum. And it could very well come down to this last drive here for Campbell Toyota. CKSS against the Kona Ice UCC Pines Bantam team. Second down and 4. Ball about the 12-yard line. Off the timeout. CK back to work offensively. Some pressure here by UCC, and a flag comes flying out before the ball comes out of the QB's hands. Incomplete. Couple of flags on the field. And against CK, and this will march the football back 10 yards. So a holding call against the offense against CK here, so that is a big penalty. Brings up second and close to 15, making the task that much harder. Minute 40 left to go in the fourth. And they will hand it off, running back near side. He gets around one tackle. Well, not really. He's tripped up right after that and brought down Aiden Ryu. Big stop there. So you've got that combined with the penalty against CK and some renewed life here into the Kona Ice UCC defense. Late in this fourth quarter, football backed up to about the 27-yard line. And now under a minute and a half to go in the fourth. And third down and very long here for CK. Long way to go. First down marker at around the 8-yard line. And now quarterback keeps it along the near side. He'll keep it, and minimal yardage. About 3, maybe 4 yards on the ground. Picked up by Normandin Kerr. So fourth down, and the ball still at around the 23-yard line. 15 yards left to go. 4th and very long. CK will try and get this football down the field as much as they can. They go for it in the air. And was it picked off or incomplete? Regardless, it's going to go back to UCC. And around that area, 61 seconds left to the 4th quarter. And still a scoreless game. A dangerous pass there on behalf of Norman and Kerr on 4th and very long. Football will be at the 24-yard line. And that's where Kona Ice UCC Bantams will take over. A lot of the football field ahead of them. And a minute to work with here in the 4th quarter. On the ground, nowhere to go on 1st and 10 for UCC. 57 seconds left in the 4th. Gaining 1 yard on that last play, and again, they'll keep it on the ground on 2nd and long. They pick up another 3 or 4 there. 3rd down and about 6 left to go here, down to 44 seconds left in this 4th quarter. Little end around along that far side for UCC. And a pickup again of about 3. Chatham-Kent Secondary School with the football, midfield, and 30 seconds to work with. On the ground, past the 50-yard line, 45, 40 still on his feet, and as he's wrestled down to the 39-yard line. Another good run by Braden Scarab. But only 25 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. From the 39, Chatham-Kent Secondary School, and up the middle, a pass is complete. Some room to move after the catch, too. Near side, 20-yard line, and out of bounds inside the 20, as Scarab has another big play as he receives that pass. And it was the yards after the catch that was really impressive from Scarab. He's able to get well inside the 20 and out of bounds. Going right to the very bitter end of this football game here today. Still a scoreless tie. Championship Sunday. And we'll go right to the very end of this game. How they drew it up. "15 seconds left to go. And now they patch it back to the running back. He gets around one to the end zone, and he's tripped up just at the last moment. There is a flag that comes out, and this might be coming back against CK, which would be another big blow against the Campbell Toyota CK Bantam squad. Time down to 7.5 seconds, and they're moving this football back. Just when you think one of the teams is heading towards the end zone and getting some points on the board, a penalty or a turnover seems to always get in the way here throughout this entire football game. And it brings the football all the way back to the 27-yard line. Ten-yard penalty. The drop back to pass. Rolling out to the right, and this one falls incomplete. So we've played regulation. We have had no points in this championship game. The Bantams, CK, UCC, Campbell Toyota, and Kona Ice. A scoreless tie on this championship Sunday. The first of two with the Bantam Championship Sundays as we go to OT. So we're into overtime. No time on the clock. And they started in awfully deep here as they try and get in the end zone for some points. Chatham-Kent Secondary School, can they do it? Interesting overtime format here, as CK had the football at the Pines 10-yard line, trying to punch it in. On second down now, right at the doorstep, but a yard out, trying to get the first points of this game. Second down, again, they pass it around, and now they will get into the end zone for the touchdown. Alex Jones, the first football player of the day to get in overtime. But we're not done just yet, as the Kona Ice UCC squad will get a shot too. Looking for the two-point convert. That's not going to happen here for CK, so 6 points on their first go in overtime. And now the same format for the Kona Ice UCC squad. After the entire regulation, saw no points on the board. We're scoreless into OT. And on that opening possession from the 10-yard line, after 2 plays, CK able to get into the end zone for the 6 points. No 2-point convert, and so now same thing applies for the Pines to decide first place on Championship Sunday, the Bantam Championship. Here we go. As they headed off to the running back, and gets a couple of yards before a bunch of gold jerseys bring him down. About 5 yards on that run, so 2nd and 5 coming up here. Drama right down to the end of this football game here. OT continues. CK trying to come up big here on defense to secure the championship. UCC with some other plans, but nowhere to go. Big defensive stop there for CK, bringing down Van Morsel. 3rd down now. Big 3rd down play here. Up the middle, they try to march their way in. But again, another stop by the defensive unit for CK. 4th down. And what could be the last play of the game. Inside the 5-yard line. It could all come down to this particular play here. The Kona Ice UCC Bantams trying to tie it up here in overtime. The Campbell Toyota CK squad with their biggest defensive play of the morning. Trying to walk away with the Bantam Championship for 2018. In the huddle, they talk it over. Fourth down, going to the air, in the end zone, off the fingertips, and incomplete. That will do it as CK in overtime. A 6-0 win in Championship Sunday over UCC. The Campbell Toyota CK Bantams. A 6-0 overtime win over Kona Ice UCC Bantam team. What a football game. What an afternoon. What a morning, as it took overtime to get any points whatsoever. And in overtime, it's CK who walks away with the 6-point trip into the end zone, and that holds up for the championship. CK, the Bantams, your first place champions for 2018. A treat of a football game to the fans here at the Athletic Complex in Chatham-Kent. Great crowd. And still lots of football coming up here. The 3rd place Bantam game is following this one. But CK, a nail-biter to the very, very end in overtime. A 6-0 win over UCC on your TV.
You guys deserve it. You guys won every game defensively. Not many teams scored on you.
No one scored on you.
No one scored on you. Zero. You can't lose if you play defense with 0.